Alright, here we have Rod Crowley. Rod Crowley is a triathlete slash runner. He is very efficient in his training and as well listens to his body and doesn't have that much injury. But today we're going to look at his running form. One thing I noticed with Rod, he has very good running form, but we're just going to be nitpicking today. Just try to tweak his running form just a little bit to maybe make his stride a little bit better. One thing I like to compliment on Rod is his upper body. He has almost the perfect upper body with the arms. Right here you can see with the arms, they're 90 degrees the way they should be. They're not going above his nipples, or it doesn't look like he's hitting himself in the face. And also, his arms are not crossing his body as he's running, so his momentum's not going side to side, which is also a great thing. So let's just go ahead and look at his upper body from his hips up, and you can see how he's nice and relaxed, nice fluid motion, and he has those arms right there, right at his hips where they should be, where they come down. A lot of people, their hands will come up and they'll be above his chest or their chest. So very good. Looks nice and relaxed with his arms. Nice fluid motion. And his arms are going from stride to stride. Alright, let's go ahead and look at his lower body. Now, one thing I noticed with Rod, watching him run, when he runs towards me, I can see the bottom of his shoe. So that means if I can see his bottom of his shoe, as he swings his leg forward, he's going dorsiflex. So that's kind of like a wasted movement where you don't have to bring your toes up. So you can leave them down as you're bringing your forward leg swing through. So let's go ahead and take a look at that and you can see what I'm talking about. But right there, I can see the bottom of his shoe. But let's go ahead and continue watching as he comes closer to us. And right there, you can see the bottom of his foot right there. And you can tell they're black and orange color. So now the next thing I want us to look at is his foot strike. So Rod has a different type of foot strike on both different foot. As you can tell here, the reason I stopped it is because this is the better foot strike, you can say. The reason I say the better foot strike is because when he lands, moment impact right there is nice and flat versus his toes pointing up. Now we continue looking right at moment impact, boom, he's landing right underneath his knee, which is exactly what we want. What we don't want is your heel striker, because a lot of times when people are heel striking, they'll land with their leg straight and their knee not bent. But he has that nice bend right there. So basically what that means is his hip and lower back is not taking the moment of impact, versus here his little bones in his foot and his knee are taking the impact, which is what's meant to do. Now let's go ahead and rewind and look at his other foot, and you can see how it's a little bit different at the moment of impact right there, and his knee is a little bit bent, but if he would land more underneath his knee and not have his toes go up like in the dorsiflex, I bet you that this foot will look like this foot right here will look like that foot when it's striking. But let's go ahead and continue watching, see if we can get any more good views of what I'm talking about right there. And right here looks like his foot is straight, and boom, right there. I mean, not his foot, but his leg straight, pointing forward. So, one things we can work on this. One thing I noticed this, I know this in slow motion, is we can probably work on his cadence and a couple running drills. And I'll be talking to Rob Crowley about that and seeing how we can just tweak his running stride. But as you can see in full motion, we'll go back. He looks pretty relaxed while he's running. So there's not too much to complain. He's probably doesn't have that many injuries. If they are, they're very minimal. But here's the video in slow motion where we can see Rob nice and relaxed. And the last point I'm going to point out is where we can possibly maybe get his hips more underneath him. So typically we want a straight line from his shoulders to his hips to wherever he lands. But right here in this video, I just frame it. It looks more of for when he lands. Kind of more of a zigzag. So maybe work on getting his hips more underneath him, and I bet you that would help him landing more in front of him. So, but that's all I got for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. But this is someone who has a very efficient runner, but just tweaking little things to maybe possibly improve him, make him a little bit faster and longer at an easier rate.